Alright, welcome back. So in this video we're looking again at simple ifs. In this case what we want to do is we're going to take a number and just add that, have that inputted for us here. That's why we have the scanner. Please enter an integer. And what we're going to do with that number then is we're going to take that and find out whether it's divisible by 2 or divisible by 3. And then we can actually also use that to tell us if we, if we have an odd number or an even number, right? So previously I did two different integers. I'm just going to keep one here. So this is the next int. And then I'm going to go ahead and create my if. Now I'm actually going to use two different if statements for this. But if num was divisible by 2 and that number was 0, then, so this is with any number. Whenever you use modular division in programming, what you're really looking for is you're looking for the remainder. And the program will actually just display the remainder. It won't display it. It can display it if you wanted to, but really what it's doing is just finding out what the remainder of this division. So if you took a number, let's say 10, and you divided it by 2, well, it would go in 5 times. So it'd be 5, but there would be no remainder. And so every even number that you have is always, if you use mod 2, going to have no remainder. So you take any even number that you have, if it ends up being 0, then you know that's an even number. So you could use this for divisible by 2, that's what we're using this for, but you could also use it for, this number is an even number. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do this here real quick and just say that system.out.println, that number is divisible by 2. Okay, so that's that one right there, and that would allow us then, you can do it for a couple different things as I talked about previously. It could be that it's divisible by 2 or that it's an even number. Now I can also create a second if here if I chose to, and I could say that num is divisible by 3. Let's say we're just kind of finding different numbers, right? And if it happens to be divisible by 3, which means there would be no remainder, then we can do another one just like we did before, and we could say system.out.println is, divisible by 3. And you could do this for pretty much any number, right? I mean, you could do divisible by 3, it could be divisible by 5. In fact, we'll do that with this. So this is divisible by 5. You can take if statements, simple if statements like this, and just go ahead and just keep adding them one after the other after the other. Maybe I want to find out if it's if that num is divisible by 7. And again, it's comparing it to 0 there, and then I can add my bracket and say the same thing. And say that that's divisible by 7. Okay? So let's go take a look here. Let's run this and see. So if I enter, let's say 14, it's going to say that it's divisible by 2. Oh. Oops. Oh my. There we go. All right, so if it's divisible by 5, divisible by 7, and you can see here that it does print that statement that I have. Let's run that again. And let's say we do 10. Again, it's going to be divisible by 2, and it's going to be divisible by 5. Now, this is not often the best way to do if statements. In this case, it's fine. We'll talk in later videos about doing else ifs or just using an else. But in this case, this works for this as an example. But again, you can use this for any integer, plug a number in there, and use the modular division. That's what that %sign is for. So it's going to look for the remainder. If that number were divided by 2, it's going to just look for the remainder number. Okay? All right, hopefully that helps you with your coding. Good luck.